We will now move to the next panel, which is Michael Grier, Chair of Issues and Legislative Affairs Committee, Ward 8 Democrats. Happy to have you, and we'll start with Mr. Grier.
Good morning, Chairperson Bonds and members of the Committee on Housing and Executive Administration. I am Michael Grier, co-chair of Issues and Legislative Affairs for the Ward 8 Democrats. It's my privilege to appear before you today and testify in support of the Housing Association Strengthening Support Act of 2021 and the Condo Association Strengthening Support Amendment Act of 2021. As a leading voice in our community, we believe it is our imperative to speak out and support legislation that creates a positive impact in Ward 8 and more broadly in our city. These two bills work in tandem to improve community resources and seek to bring equity to neighborhoods in Ward 8 that are all long overdue for investment. Implementing these bills will bring resources to homeowner and condo associations and allow them to invest in their properties and raise the quality and standard of living throughout Ward 8 and the city. Across our ward, we see the value of community-driven equitable development, often driven by your leadership, Chairperson, and its impact to change lives. When talking to our neighbors, we hear the same lines over and over again. The city is doing a lot, but when will it impact me? When will I see change? As you know, Chairperson, the answers to most community problems are in the community. And the proposed legislation helps communities have the resources needed to address the problems and implement change. As we continue to develop, neighbors across the ward must have the resources they need to enhance their corner, their little part of our city. We see these bills as allowing more neighbors to drive the change they wish to see in our communities through community-driven processes grounded by residents that live and care about their communities. We do understand that there are administrative challenges facing the implementation of this legislation. However, we see these bills as a first step in enhancing support for homeowners and condo associations. The intent of this legislation is sound and supported by our organization. The need is not only real, but palpable in Ward 8. In deciding whether to support this legislation, we spoke with residents who shared stories of associations who went insolvent or dissolved entirely because of a lack of resources. I heard stories of leaking roofs, dangerous stairs, and more infrastructure problems that are the shared responsibilities of owners of the buildings or communities. Our homeowners and condo associations will have the will to address the needs of the communities they serve. They now need the resources. The tragedy we witnessed at Chaplain Towers in Miami gripped the nation and created a clear imperative to ensure safety and security of shared properties across the US. In response, jurisdictions across the country are seeking to enhance inspections and safety. A safe home should be the right of every resident of the district. A critical linchpin in ensuring that those rights are homeowners association and condo associations who need the resources to ensure safety, strengthen communities, and improve lives. By creating a more streamlined process in collecting resources, we empower associations and communities in Ward 8 and across the city to go bolder and shape our city for the better. Again, the Ward 8 Democrats support the intent of these bills and look forward to taking this first step and working on future improvements to legislation to strengthen our associations. Thank you.
Housing stock takes place, so I appreciate that. Mr. Grier, you want to comment?
Yes, council member, I just wanted to say a special thank you to you as well as your staff for holding this hearing and allowing this discussion to move forward. As you know, the Ward 8 Democrats reached out to you directly, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for your willingness to hold this hearing. And we, again, see this bill as a first step. We understand that there are some challenges that are outlined currently by other persons testifying. However, we believe that this is a good first step. And we are encouraged and look forward to the results of these continued discussions, and look forward to attending another hearing where we have the opportunity to speak in support of the advancement of communities in Ward 8 and across the city.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's a very important statement because, as you pointed out, the areas in Ward 7 and 8 are where we have some of our more undeveloped land. And so there's the likelihood of having more condominiums and homeowner associations in your neck of the woods. And we want to make sure that we do everything we can to have processes and procedures in place so that we bring on a good quality of life. So thank you very much for that.